じゃじゃ
おー、
ん。
綺麗。
お地蔵さん、その辺で見つけたお地蔵さんと、フェーズ2のペインティング、
I love
いい
that.
でしょう
I
ん、綺
love
麗。
that.
I think this
綺
is my
麗。
favorite one out of the phase 4's phases. と、
I don't know. I don't know what's
こ
my
れ、
favorite. お、どっから？
これあれだよ、Use Native Shark の、I think it's the first one. 知らない？見たことない？
いや、見たことあるけど、どこから覚えて
Use
ない。
Native Shark article
Use native
no.
shark?
Yeah, there's like 3 banners that I don't. ごめんなさい。今ちょっとガッチンって言っちゃった。
You attack the mic with your face?
いや、違うよ、マイクじゃないよ。机、
そうか。
机。
はい。
机アタック。
スクエアタック。
うん。
Cinder, thank you for the sub.
かわいい。
12
かわいい
months.
ね。
かわいい。I have an Ein Beanie Baby thing that I got from like an
見せて。
anime box. いやー、もうアメリカにある。You should have it actually. If
Oh, I should go find
yeah,
it?
go find it.
I have Ty's stuff that he left in America.
Yeah. Jay has it all. So it's in a box
これ
somewhere.
そう。これもらった。
That's my blanket.
これもらった。
僕のだけど。
奪いました。すいません。
Now
は
I
い。
I just ordered one on Amazon the other day because now it's cold in
あ、本
Fukuoka
当？
again. So, yeah.
可愛くないんじゃない？何もついてなさそう。
綺麗な青だよ。なんか紺色みたいなやつ。
そうね。そうね。
そうねって引いてる。ほら。
いや、
ドン引きされ
タイの
た。
フェイブレットカラー。いや、ドン引きはしてない。大丈夫、大丈夫。
そっか。
タイのフェイブレットカラー、ブルーで。
そうだね。こっちもブルーだね。ブル
やってるよ。
ー。ブルーって言っちゃった。英語のブルー。
ブルー。
ブルー。
青です。
ブルーブルーブルーブルー。
あ、ブルーわかる？Do you know how to say navy?
紺色。ね。
知ってた。
I love blue, チェ。
I love blue. What is everyone's favorite color? And if it's an obscure one, can you say it in Japanese? Like 朱色。朱色何色かわかる？
Vermilion, I think.
英語わかんない。ちょっと待って。
Purple みたいな。Violet みたいな。
違う。
あ、そっか。朱色？
朱色は、赤とオレンジの合わさった。
Yeah, no, Vermilion だ。
Purple って言ったじゃん。
I knew it was Vermilion, but I didn't know what color Vermilion was.
ちょっと待って。
I was accurate in the translation, but I don't know what Vermilion was.
That doesn't
What
mean
is
that you
wrong with
actually
me?
know it. Oh no.
Brown
olive. Brown olive はなんだろうね。
Brown and green だね。
オリーブ。
Brown
カラー。
olive 英語は Let's see, brown olive
茶オリーブ。I'm making stuff up.
茶オリーブ知恵性英語、
はい。難しい。
くすんだ灰色
I bet there is くすんだ灰色
がかかった色から黄色がかったっていうのが
黄色がかった茶色。オリーブがかった茶色。
オリーブブラウン色。
いいね。I think that would work.
That's what
オリーブブラウ
Weblio
ン
says.
or オリーブがかった茶色。がかった is like tinted that thing. センダーさんやパープル。yes. パープル紫。
パープル。
There's
a station.
There's
a station in Fukuoka called Murasaki. It's just that. Just Murasaki. It's
紫駅じゃないの？
まあ駅もついてるけど、紫駅。It's like, huh? It's on the Nishitetsu. It's like kind of far. If you go straight from like Tenjin down, it's like maybe a half hour. It's near like I think it's near like Asakura Gaido and like Kurume or something. But those kind of areas.
Yeah, I want to go to Murasaki.
Yeah, it's ちょっと田舎っぽい。
お、
田舎っぽい。
いいじゃん、いいじゃん。
うん。けどそれがいいね。それもいい。See, I can only see 3 videos. This included on Twitch. Twitch, yeah, Twitch is the like VODs and stuff, and they delete VODs pretty fast. It's like a 2 or 3 week span. But yeah, all the episodes are on Spotify or iTunes. And then if you want to check out YouTube, that's like since we started recording them on YouTube, they're also there too. So nativeshark.tv on YouTube. Hi.
Yeah, these get clipped down into about 30-minute episodes.
All right. Hi. Yeah, thank you for the link, Cinder. Hi.
All right, so we are live streaming this podcast, and we're about to go into our actual recording session. And we usually take about, I don't know, 10 to 15 minutes of the first chunk, not looking at chat, so that like we can have these conversations actually flowing instead of get interrupted. And then we'll come back and read the chat, and then we'll do a second kind of session towards the end again to kind of make up for that 30 minutes. So that's kind of the flow that we do these at. So if we don't read your comments right away, don't worry, we will get to them.
Hi. We shall get to them.
All right. 今日は
Alright.
何の話でしょうか？
今日は早口言葉だね。
早口言葉だね。では、
早口言葉。
行ってきます。
行ってきます。
Alright. Okay. 皆さん、こんにちは。
こんにちは。
こんにちは。今日は早口言葉の時間です。
ちょっと怖い。正直言うと。怖い。
早口言葉。What is 早口言葉?
Well, 早 is like 早い, right? Fast. And then 口 is mouth. So fast mouth words. Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Tongue twisters だね。
Yeah, it would be the equivalent of tongue twisters in English. ちょっとタイの知ってる人の中で一番早口な人誰？
まあ多分なんかこの近くに住んでる人とか、まあ、友達だけど、まあそれは英語だからね。それか、その辺で見るおじいさんとかいっぱい早口してるからちょっと分かりづらい。
その辺にいるおじさんって博多とかで出くわす、なんか博多弁の早口のおじさん。
そう。それか、なんかちょっと田舎の方に行ったらなんかそういうのお店やってる人のおじさんとか、かおばあさん。
おばさん早口多いよね。ちょっとスローダウンしてください。
そう。いや、ちょっとわかんないですよっていつも思っちゃってる。チエは
ね。私はね、いや結構お母さんがね、早口なんだよね。うちのお母さん、日本語で話すと。
そうなんだ。
わ
かりにくい。
結構早いかな。いや、私は結構聞き取れるんだけど、なんかふと思うと、早口かなって思う時がある。
そうなんだ。なんかの弁話してる？熊本弁とか。
まあ、熊本弁も混ざってると思う。熊本弁。でも、wait. 私のお母さんのサイドは、鹿児島にいるのね。で、鹿児島弁 is completely different from the rest of the 九州。で、鹿児島弁はすごいわかりにくい。
まあ。いや、聞いたことないから。
なんかイントネーションがなんか逆なんだよね。面白い。鹿児島弁。
そうなんだ。
いや、今度聞いてみて。
聞いてみたい。鹿児島行こう。
鹿児島弁 is completely different. Yeah, you should just go. It's like a 2-hour train, right?
Yes. 2 hours Shinkansen? Maybe less. Yeah, honestly. Because Kumamoto is like a 40-minute
早いので言ったら。
Shinkansen だね。
うん。
So it shouldn't be too
い
long.
や、鹿児島弁で早口されて絶対困るけ
困る
ん。いや、ちょっと、日本語みたいな。
ちょっと楽しみにしてきた。すごい聞きたい。
その辺の、おじさんを訪れてください。
はい。怖いですけど、やってみます。Alright. So
I will break down the general thing, but that was a lot. So
that was a lot.
Essentially, I asked Ty if he knew within the persons that he knows in his life who was the most hayakutsu or fast-paced speaking.
And I said, probably someone living in Connecticut, right, where I'm from. So like, but that's English. So I also said like some random oji-san, like random old Japanese guy that you see just kind of everywhere. And then I also added, obasans are also pretty hard to understand, but just like anyone kind of working in a shop. Or Chia also asked me about if it's like just what you see in Hakata and they're speaking Hakata Ben, and yeah, zenbu. It's kind of tough. Yeah.
And then I said my mom, I think, sometimes is actually pretty hayakutsu, but I don't usually hear it as hayakutsu. I'll just randomly become aware that she's speaking fast.
Yeah. And then we also talked about Kagoshima and how it's completely different. Because I asked Chie, does your mom speak Kumamoto Ben? But, I mean, yeah, right? She does.
Yeah. Like my mom's side of some of the family lives in Kagoshima. And so we'll go visit. And they have a completely different intonation Japanese going on over there.
It's really interesting. Because a lot of the time, like, it's all really, like, similar on Kyushu, right? Like, for the most part. Like, I went to Kumamoto and I was surprised to see how similar Kumamoto Ben and Fukuoka, like, Hakata Ben were. Like, there was obviously differences, right? Like, Hakata, we don't say bye. But, like, in Kumamoto, I'm pretty sure everyone said ken. I'm pretty sure you just said ken recently. Or, like, in our conversation. So, ken is, like, kara in Hakata Ben. So, yeah, wakaran ken. Or, like, I don't know. Wakaranai kara. You can say. I think that was everything we said. Maybe? Kana?
で、鹿児島弁はね、映るんだよ。
映る？
めっちゃ映る。
どういうの？
でももう訛りが、like, 映る is to get mirrored, right?
Yeah.
So,
like,
you take on that accent and you just kind of start speaking in the Kagoshima dialect, just if you stay there too long.
What kind of words do they say?
言葉は結構一緒だと思うよ。
Oh, okay.
It's just the intonation.
It's just the intonation?
Is, yeah, completely different.
そうなんだ. I want to hear it. I want to hear it.
Yeah, I'm trying to imagine it, but I'm probably going to butcher it, so I'm not going to do
fine.
It. But yeah, if I'm prepared next time, I'll do it.
But that actually, so utsuru, that's actually a really good word. I think I learned that, like, the usages from it, or the usages for that word from you, because I remember one time I yawned, and then you yawned, utsutta.
So, utsuru.
Like, you catch it.
Yeah, that's a good word.
That's a great word. I love that word. Utsutta.
Utsutta ne.
Yeah, so you can utsuru a yawn, you can utsuru an accent. Yeah.
あとは、早口言葉は映りますか？
いやー、映らないかな。映らないかな。
What? Do you have any English ones that you remember that was a thing? Or is a thing? Anyone in the chat?
Yeah.
If you have any, you can write them and we'll come visit it.
Yeah, let us know. But English, I mean, there's always this oh no. I'll try not to raspberry into my mic. I'm sorry. But she sells seashells by the seashore. What? 有名だね。
She sells seashells by the sea.
Sure.
So, sure.
Sure.
Okay.
She sells seashells by the seashore.
難しい。
I feel really bad when I tell Japanese people that one because like sometimes they have just basic level troubles of like she and she, like the differences of just those two words pronouncing them. So
Because in Japanese they're both she.
Yeah.
They just become she.
Yeah. So they'll say she and she for both she and she. So it's like, I'm so sorry.
そうなんです。
And then, oh, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? というの。
おー、上手だね。
How much? まあ、
Going to
それ
catch
早口じゃなかったけど。I wasn't speaking fast. I don't think. How much could? Oh no. How much wood
Oh
could a
no, you're
woodchuck
on the
chuck
spot.
if a woodchuck could chuck wood? ね。
お、
そういうの。
早いと思うよ。
Maybe. Maybe that one was better. But I also ちょっと噛んだ。Like, bit my tongue.
So, if you read the definition in Japanese of what a tongue twister is, 言いにくい言葉 which is words that are hard to say, をI can't even say 通常より早く喋り which is faster than normal, うまく言うことができるか. So be able to say it nicely or properly. を競う言葉遊び. You just kind of what is it? Fight over? 競う
Yeah. 競う 争う
race.
争う
争う
競うそうなんだ。
違う
Yeah, no, 合ってるけど
争う
okay. Yeah, that was a completely different word. I'm looking at the kanji and I'm like, wait, that's not 争う.
I think part of it,
it looks like the bottom
element is
yeah, they're similar at least, kind of. 競う言葉遊び Yeah, it's like word games where you see who can say it faster, right?
Yeah.
It's something difficult.
But this was brought on by Ty posting something on Instagram. 覚えてる?
覚えてる Yeah, I went to an izakaya in Tenjin and they have this they served frog, right? So
Wait, what?
はい、カエル They served カエル
本当に?
食べたことない？
食べたことない。本当？
本当。アメリカにも I've eaten frog in America too. Tastes like
そうな
chicken.
んだ?
Tastes like chicken.
I thought it was like a drink name. Like, you know, like, I don't know.
本物のカエルだよ。
Okay,
It was in the
continue.
Niku section. But yeah, I didn't order any, but because I didn't really like it when I had it. But and the description, they have like a little one line of description for everything on their menu, and this description was yeah, pyoko pyoko pyoko. Wait, pyoko pyoko. 3ぴょこぴょこ合わせてぴょこぴょこむぴょこぴょこ But there was also some extra stuff in it too though. ね Let me look really quick. You have it
While
written
he's doing
here.
that, I'll try it.
Yeah.
It is カエルぴょこぴょこみぴょこぴょこ合わせてぴょこぴょこむぴょこぴょこ I will post it in chat if everyone wants to try it at their comfortable homes.
Yeah. Send us your recordings in the Discord of you saying
Oh
it.
man.
Please, I need to hear.
We're gonna there you go. You can read all the hiraganas. Struggle through all the hiraganas.
カエルぴょこぴょこみぴょこぴょこ合わせてぴよこむぴょあれwas the description of the thing.
Yeah. I think the are, they're
like
okay,
making
so
a joke
they
on
know
that.
that it's they know that it's tongue twister. And so they're saying are at the end saying, "Hey, I screwed up."
That.
But it's in text.
Oh, yeah, cuz that's why there's a bunch of like periods in the middle of it too and they're like kind of okay, so they're messing it up in the text.
Yeah.
And then they're like, are that thing, you know.
Yeah. No, it's like are as in like are as in I screwed it off.
Oh, I see. Okay.
That
Like,
kind of are.
whoopsies, huh?
I'm guessing. Yeah.
Okay. So the normal one should be pyoko pyoko mi pyoko pyoko awasete pyoko pyoko mu pyoko pyoko. 合ってる? 合ってない?
Yeah, kaeru. The first part is kaeru.
The first part is kaeru.
But just briefly going over, it is written as 3 and 6, and it's not read as san and roku. It's the old Japanese reading of mi and mu, which also makes it harder.
Yeah. Well, you can also say like mitsu, right? Is three things, and then mutsu. Wait, that's not a thing. Is it a thing?
Mutsu is a thing, yeah.
Oh, okay. I just hear mutsu
okay,
and I think of omutsu, so which is diapers. ごめん。
いや、いいよ、大丈夫。it's he, who, me, yo, itsu, mu. I don't actually know what 7, 8, 9, 10 is, but
yeah. Okay.
That's the Japanese older readings in order.
Okay. Muzu. Pyoko is just like hop.
This one. Yeah, pyoko pyoko is hopping sound.
Hop, hop.
生麦、生米、生卵。
生麦、生米、生卵。生麦、生米、生卵。わ、できた。
Yeah.
Yay.
すごいね。This one is super common. Like I kind of picked the ones that people are probably most familiar with growing up and stuff in Japan. But this one is talking about namamugi. It's just mugi.
Fresh wheat. Fresh wheat.
Okay, yeah. And then namagome, which is kome,
fresh
which is
rice.
Yeah. And then namatamago is raw egg.
Yeah. So nama can be both fresh and raw, right? So nama cream, I think, is fresh cream, and then like namabiru, it's not like raw beer.
It is raw beer though. What?
Maybe, I don't know, but fresh beer, right? Or draft beer, I guess, in this case. They can be everything. They just put nama on everything. If they want to make it look
actually
appealing.
True.
Yeah. Like there's nama on things that just don't. I've seen there's like Diet Coke that they put nama on and it's bottled.
Wait, really?
Yeah. I think I'll see. Maybe I took a picture, maybe I didn't, but I saw it and I'm like, why? Why? They just put it on everything because it makes it look tastier or something.
I've seen like nama tomato. If it's like a cooked dish, but there's like a nama tomato on top or something.
Yeah.
I've definitely seen stuff like that too.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, like a raw tomato. That makes sense. But yeah, this was this was the tongue twister. I was with my friend at that izakaya, and that was the first one that she said too, is namamugi. And then we practiced with that, and I was like,
Oh.
Yeah.
次行ってみる？いくよ。
はい。
赤パジャマ、黄パジャマ、茶パジャマ。
赤パジャマ、黄パジャマ、茶パジャマ。
Yeah, okay, wait. It sounded off, but it was correct.
It was probably the accent, because I was trying to figure it out. 赤パジャマ、黄パジャマ、茶パジャマ。
パジャマはパジャマです。
Pajamas. Wow, it sounds so wrong to say directly after saying the Japanese. Pajama.
Pajamas.
Pajama.
パジャマってどこから来てるの？
英語。
本当？
かな？いや、パジャマ？
What's the origin of パジャマ？パジャマはどこから来ているのか？
調べてみよう。パジャマ。
Look it up in Japanese.
由来。So you type in the word 由来, right? 由来。
I'll look it up in English.
これ、表す言葉。ヒンディ語のパジャマに由来する。So ヒンディ語。
本当だ。
So, interesting. I didn't know that. I guess we yoinked it in English from them.
Of course.
Of course.
イングリッシュはジャンブルパズル。
せやで。
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 関西弁が出てきた。Okay, I don't know why, but these are all about food.
I mean, people.
隣の客は...
Mm.
Oh,
Yeah,
sorry.
go ahead, go ahead, go ahead.
Okay. 隣の客はよく柿食う客だ。
Oh. Okay, so the customers next to us eat kaki persimmons a lot. 隣の客はよく柿食う客。Oh no.
柿食う客。
柿食う客。隣の客はよく柿食う客だ。むず。
Yeah, that was good.
I think that was okay though. あんま早くなかったけど、まあまあできてるみたいな感じ。
Yeah, so I think we talked about ku last episode, but ku is 食べる, but the rude form.
But you can. What's interesting is actually I've seen on Native Shark is like ランチ食ってます. So like, is it rude? It just feels like more crude, maybe.
Yeah,
not as sophisticated.
Might be more correct. Yes, it is not sophisticated.
Yeah, it's not sophisticated. Okay, it's not necessarily.
But you will definitely hear it.
Yeah, you definitely hear it. Hi.
Okay, you could pick one from the next three there.
I mean, I see Majutsushi. You know I have to pick that one, right, Gia?
I know you would.
And there's no other option. Hi. So Majutsushi, Majutsu Shugyo Chu. Okay. Had to learn how to read that first.
Yeah.
Majutsushi, Majutsu Shugyo Chu. Oh. It's because I play so many video games.
Yeah. It paid off. 魔術師とは何じゃ?
Like a magician or a mage, like a magic user. Majutsushi. で、Majutsu, magic. And then Shugyo-chu, so currently training. Shugyo. Ah, right. Shugyo-chu. All right. I mix that one up a lot, actually. I always forget, is it a shoot or is it a shoe? It's a rough life over here.
Shugyo, because there is a word that is shugyo. Shugyo is like ending gyo.
Shugyo. Oh, yeah. Well, there's employment and there's ending work.
Wait.
Depending on the kanji that you use, it can mean either employment or end of the workday. Because the first shu for employment is tsuku, right? Like shigoto ni tsuku. So that's read as shu, and then we put gyo. And then the other one is owaru, which is also read as shu when you combine it with gyo. So it depends. So it's either being employed, getting hired, right?
Yeah.
Or ending the workday. Ne.
This kanji that's written for shugyo is also read as shugyo, but it means
that's
the same
why.
Thing. Okay.
What? Shugyo. It is.
Japanese got us good. Yeah.
Oh, that's why I always mix it up, because it's both. I've been driven crazy by that. Like, why does it never seem to be right when I say it? Oh my god.
Oh no. Japanese got us so good.
新しいものを初めて知りました。
私も I always read it as 修行。
Yeah.
修行する。修行する。
修行。ずるいよ、それ。
ね。
It's not fair.
Okay, we'll take a break because Japanese just broke us.
Yeah, Japanese broke us. We need a break. Hello, chat.
I'm going to paste... Yeah, hello, chat. We're going to come say hello. And I'm going to paste all the ones that were in our notes so you can look it up if you want to in both chats here. There we go. Oh, the Twitch one's kind of jumbled, but you get my drift.
You get my drift.
You get my drift.
Are you guys playing video games?
Okay.
Yes. I know I am, at least. Zach says
Yeah,
in the Discord, and we're playing video games. I'm always playing video games.
Yes.
I'm making a...
最近何遊んだ？
I'm
最近何して
playing
る？
牧場物語再開のミネラルタウンというの。It's like a remake.
When are you not playing that game?
Never. I'm always playing that game. だってハマりやすい。ハマりやすい。
ハマりやすいか。そうか。
そうだよ。But
I got to like you go into the トンネルじゃないや。なんだ？なんかcave。
洞窟？
でなんか掘るじゃん。そう、洞窟。
そう。
で、頑張ったけど、ちょっと飽きたから。
それ飽きる。いや、その辺だけは飽きる。あまり洞窟するの。
飽きる is to get bored of something. It's a good word.
Yeah, that's a really great word. 飽きた。いや、飽きちゃった。好きだったけど飽きちゃった。I liked it, but I got bored of it. とか。Yeah. I think that's the most boring part of the game because it's really grindy and like it's kind of the same. But I guess so is harvesting and growing crops, but there's also a progression which feels nice, which changes it just enough for me to send happy chemicals to my brain and get addicted more to it.
At least you know you're using your chemicals to trick your brain into being addicted.
I play Pokujo Monogatari and I just say to the game, give me my chemicals, my brain, dopamine.
Dopamine go burr.
Yes. Dopamine go burr. みたい。Okay,
let's try to translate this. 7 seasick sailors on the sinking ship Shanghai. 7 なんだろう 7 seasick sailors 7人の
なんか沈んでる船に酔ってる7人の海軍
What is sailor?
海軍人 or something 海人
Thank you
パイレットパイレット
Sailor in Japanese I got Sailor Moon back
やっぱりね意外じゃないや
出てこない何も
Sailor っていうの海
海の人
そう Sailor は船員
だそれそう
船員 OK
7人のなんだろう7人の船員が乗っているのは Sinking ship
沈んでる上海に沈んでるし
上海
The full twister I want to read that but I cannot read that language Wait what language is it?
何がわかんない This is
What language is that?
Sony?
Swedish okay シュショシュカショマンスカシアブシュごめんわかんない発音
難しいね
全くI butchered it I knew I would
That's okay ゴーズさん裏庭これも読んだ裏庭の裏庭には鶏が2羽いる
裏庭には庭裏庭には鶏庭取ってる
I feel like there's a wa missing in this. I don't really
know I think one of the was might be it might be a particle instead of the previous one. Oh yeah. If you copy it.
裏庭 鶏がいる。
We're just saying the word. 庭 Niwa
We're just making stuff up. Oh, it has hiragana on it. That's why.
no
I'll take the hiragana out.
tori
Yeah,
ga
that will
iru.
do it.
Is it that? Uraniwa ni wa niwa no tori ga iru. Niwa. Wait, do we need no?
Niwa.
No. No.
Niwatori ga iru.
Ga.
No, take out no and
Ga.
ga iru. Yeah.
Niwa ni wa niwatori ga iru.
Did you go? You're missing iko. Niwa ni wa niwatori ga iru.
Niwa ni wa ah. Yeah.
Yes.
Niwa ni wa niwatori ga iru.
So you got it.
Okay. Niwa. I can't.
That's so funny. Yeah.
It's just too funny to say the same sentence or the same two sounds and make a whole sentence with it. Like it's not difficult to say, but yeah, it's my favorite. Dane. Niwa niwatori ga iru. Hi.
Sumomo. I know this one. Sumomo.
Oh yeah.
Momo no uchi. Sumomo momo no uchi.
Sumomo no uchi.
Yeah, that one's probably one of my favorites.
Sumomo momo no uchi.
Okay, so this one is saying sumomo is I think is it a fruit? I think it's a fruit.
Plum dane.
Yeah.
Plum?
Sumomo mo momo no uchi. So even plums and also momo, which is a peach, is also they are all inside of the momo family, which is peach family.
Yeah. I love it. I love Japanese because you can do stuff like this. But there's also 似てる言葉だけど英語の言葉 buffalo. That's a whole sentence.
Are you sure you said enough buffaloes?
There's 7 buffaloes in that sentence. I counted off screen on my fingers. I'm like buffalo.
Nice.
Yeah. So that one, that's a grammatically correct sentence too, because it's both a noun, an adjective, and a verb or something like that.
A verb or nani? What do you buffalo something?
You can buffalo something. I think it's like
どういう意味?
buffalo verb. I actually don't remember. To bewilder or baffle. And bamboozle. I love the word bamboozle. Oh.
That's what baffalo. Oh my gosh, I can't.
Yeah. So buffalo that are the buffalo type of buffalo, they buffalo other types of buffalo that are from Buffalo in the state or whatever the city name. And then I don't there's like something like that.
Oh my gosh.
So you know, 似てる.
Oh, my brain hurts.
My brain.
Okay, that's funny though because in Japanese I think it's not complicated at all. Like sumomo momonochi. I think that's super simple.
Yeah.
When you say things like buffalo, like
yeah, no one actually speaks like that, right? No one knows the verb buffalo or the adjective buffalo or whatever. Yeah, they know the animal and maybe the place. Yeah, I feel like you have to try harder for these in English. But the sounds, there's just less sounds in Japanese, which makes sense. That more would be niteru.
Yeah. I think Senda-san's leaving. It was nice having you in the stream. I'm glad.
Good to see you again.
I'm glad we got to catch you too.
Oyasumi.
All right, do we want to do these James one and then the other one? And then finish up our thing here? Okay, for English, James, while John had the better effect of the teacher. Honto?
Is that grammatically correct? James, while John had the better effect of the teacher. いや、意味わかんない。全く意味わかんない。
I think if we broke it down, it would probably make sense, but that's a lot of hads.
Had the better effect on the teacher. Yeah, I think, But yeah, with English, right? It's like you have to. It's like technically correct grammar, but it just like nobody says stuff like that. Same thing with the buffalo thing. But yeah, Japanese really just is a lot easier, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe. To be grammatically correct without sounding weird.
The twister is horrible in Swedish because each SJ and SK sound has its own pronunciation.
Oh no.
Oh man.
Sounds worse than English. Yikes. All right. Do we want to dive back in?
Yeah. Let's do that.
Hi. We are diving back
これは
in.
ね、
はい。
Yes. これはちょっと It's rude, so don't say it to people. But ブスバスガイド、バスガス爆発。
I've heard that one before. ブスバスガイド、バスガス爆発。Wait, that one's tough. Wait. ブスバスガイド、ブスバスガイド、バスガス爆発。Yeah.
Oh.
I have to like shake my head as I do it. I can't.
Yeah.
ブスバスガイド、バスガス。いや、早口できん。That's hard. But, okay. But the translation, so busu is like ugly. And then basu, bus, gaido, bus guide, the ugly bus guide. And then basu gasu bakuhatsu, basu, bus, gas, bakuhatsu, explosion. So the bus guide got exploded, I guess? The ugly bus guide? Or
or they exploded the bus. I don't know which one.
Yeah, depends what particle I guess we chuck in there, right?
But you feel my pain when I'm recording Native Shark lessons, like the audio version. There'll be words like gasu, and then I'll say gas right after because it's like the literal translation. It's like bus, gasu, gas.
You have to change it ever so slightly. Yeah. It sounds kind of tough. でももう一回言ってみて。
私？
聞きたい。
いくよ。
はい。
ブスバスガイドバスガス爆発。
いやー、うまい。うまい。
私、日本人でございます。
Oh my god. いや、さすが日本人です。
ありがとうございます。ありがとうございます。I do have an easier time saying faster things in Japanese, I think, too, for some reason.
Yeah. なんでだろうな。
なんでだろう。あとはね、I kind of wanted to share this one with you because I think you would appreciate it. This is a little animal one.
Okay.
ある昼に、違う。
ある日
ちょっと待って。ある日昼に昼な、昼に昼んだ。
うわ。ある日昼に昼って何？
Nihilistic? に昼。
に昼な、あ昼。昼? Like hill?
Hiru, I think, is talking about a leech, I think.
Oh, hiru ni hirunda. So like flinched from a leech?
Hirumu is to get weakened by, I think. Let's look it up. Hiruってあれだよね。I think it's a leech. Hiru.
Hirumu is to flinch or recoil.
Yeah.
Hiru.
Yeah, hiru is leech.
Hiru is leech. Okay, so it flinched from a leech. It recoiled from a leech. Nihilistic? Honestly, I can't give you the definition of nihilistic off of the cuff.
ここに書いてあげたよ。
ありがとう。Rejecting all religious and moral principles on the... Okay, yeah, on the belief that life is meaningless. Okay, yeah, now that I read that, I'm like, yeah, okay, that's what nihilistic means.
This ahiru that's nihilistic.
Poor thing.
Got attacked by a hiru, which is a leech.
And then they
on a nice sunny afternoon. I guess it doesn't have to be sunny, but nice
because
afternoon.
Arahi means just like one day, right? Once upon a time almost. Ne.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they start fairy tales, like, right? In Japanese. Arahi.
昔
Arahi no ko.
々あるところにおじいさんとおばあさんが住んでいました。
But you
This is
just said
how it starts.
arutokoro.
That's true, I did.
Yeah, in like a place. But you could use Arahi, right? Or like if you're introducing a certain
I think
day on a story.
it wouldn't start as
Not at the
Arahi,
start.
but it would be whatever, and then when it's trying to transition to, oh my gosh, on this day the story starts. That's when they would say Arahi. You know,
This
there
big
was a
event
momo
happened.
that came and domburako, and Oji-san found it.
Okay. And then a boy popped out of the peach.
Yes, we will talk about fairy tales soon here. There's an episode coming up that we wrote.
I'm excited for that. But yeah, I think Aruhi, I hear it a lot in like if I'm listening to video game trailers. Like they give you this basic story, the basic setting, and then they say Aruhi, and then they say the plot basically. They start the plot. Or like what starts the plot. Okay. はい、いきます。ある日昼 Oh no. ある日昼に昼な。ある日昼に昼な。昼に昼んだ。やっべ。
おー、できた。
いやー、できたけど早口できてないな。あんま。
いや、難しいよ、これ早口。
難しい。This is actually really tough. I think everyone, this is the one. Please record yourself and put it in the Discord. I need to hear people saying this one. I love it. Can you do?
I think this one's my favorite.
チャレンジしてみましょう。Can you? 僕に勝てるかなおチャレンジ。
We're gonna kill the length that it takes to say the whole thing.
じゃあ、alright. If that's the case, I'm gonna do one more time. One more go. Alright. ある日昼、やべ。ある日昼に昼な、昼に昼んだ。いや、ちょっと噛んでるけど。早かったけど、ちょっと噛んでた。Well, alright, I'll have that one as my official submission. I want to hear if you have, if you send the audio clip in Discord. 聞きたいです。
I am interested too.
Yeah.
If anyone is interested in saying this sentence.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Sounds really fun.
But I kind of wanted to mention that I don't know about English ones and or other language ones, but a lot of the ones in Japanese kind of have like a cultural twist or like a significance or related to food or you know something specific to Japan, which is kind of interesting too, like talking about rice or like onomatopoeias or food or like there's one about like bozes and
monks,
stuff like that too.
Bozes and oteras and stuff.
Which is also fun.
Yeah, I think
which
it's really cool.
I think is I'm really excited about talking about what is it, fables? Is it called fables in English and stuff? Because there's a lot that just randomly gets drawn from those like children's stories that you grow up with in Japan. That just randomly shows up for references at like, I don't know, like a bag on a Starbucks thing will just have, you know, something referencing that or stuff, just random things.
That's so true. Like I've noticed, like me living here, I've realized like how clearly like culture and like fairy tales and stuff are defining like in the language. So like even if you know the words being spoken, you don't actually understand them or like the deeper meaning behind them. Cause like I've been hanging out with friends and like they just start like laughing at some random whatever watching TV and I'm like, why was that funny? Like, oh, because of this thing that used to be Hayateru 10 years ago or this fairy tale or whatever. I'm like, oh, I need to learn this more.
Yeah. I think that's a tough stuff to pick up on.
I think that's like the longest part of the journey. You're always gonna have to be learning more of the like Mukashi no culture and all that. Like
Yeah. So, let's talk about this bozu one and then also this buta one.
Okay.
This is really long. But the shorter one that's talking about the bozu, which is the ojizo-san. なんだっけ?
Nani?
Bozu.
Bozu? Monk?
Monk, there we go. Okay. 坊主が屏風に上手に坊主の絵を描いた。坊主が屏風に上手に坊主の絵を描いた。
Wow. So a monk, biobu is paper wall or something?
Paper, yeah, one of those things that なんか折れるやつ。
Oh, the folding walls that look really... Okay. Okay, biobu に上手に like wellly, goodly, 上手に drew a picture of a monk. Okay, so the monk drew a good picture of another monk on the paper folding wall.
Yeah.
Okay. 坊主が屏風に上手に坊主の絵を描いた。坊主が屏風に上手に坊主の絵を描いた。いや、ちょっと簡単だけど。This is okay. This is okay.
Yeah, but like this one, it just feels like Japan. I don't know.
Yeah. This one,
like
very Japanese.
What is a biobu, you know? I think it doesn't have to be paper. I think it might actually be fabric.
Oh, it might be a fabric, yeah.
biobu は何でできてるかちょっと調べてみよう。
はい。Biobu
Keep switching to English.
Just folding screen. I guess it can be anything.
屏風は何でできてる?
It can be made in a variety of designs with different kinds of materials. はい。ありがとうございます。Wikipedia.
ちょっと I didn't answer anything. 本当だ、何も書いてないね。本当に。
Yeah. I think it'd just be, yeah, it could be paper. Maybe it could be like thin leather or something. I don't know. But I guess it could be made of, like the word doesn't indicate that there needs to be some sort of material. It's just like the design of the thing is the folding screen.
Yeah.
みたいだね。
Like imagine, yeah, trifold or more walls that collapse on each other. But you've probably seen something like it where it's usually golden, the ones that are displayed really in pretty cases. Yeah, those ones. Those are biobus.
Yeah, those ones are, if they're in like a temple or something, usually they'll be like nice and golden, or like a castle. I know in like Kumamoto-jo, there's lots of biobu that are really like gold and fancy, and they have this really intricate art.
行ったって言ったよね。
行った。
Kumamoto-jo 開いたんでしょ？
開いてた。It was really cool. There was it was like a big museum in the Dai Tenshu? なんだったっけ? Old Tenshu? Yeah, the big turret, the big, I don't know. I forget what the name is called. なんだったっけ? Because there's Tenshu?
I want to say Tenshu, but I feel like that's totally wrong.
Great Turret Kumamoto Castle. I'm going to look it up in English and see if I can find it. Kumamoto-jo. Yeah, it's not going to tell me anything in English. Kumamoto-jo.
What is Tenshi?
Tenshi? Tenshu?
ちょっと待って。いや、わかんない。
大天使。I have an autocomplete. 大天使かな?
天を守る?
天を守る。
なるほどね。
Is that Tenshu?
みたいだね。
But that's, yeah. Tenshu is a tower, a castle tower. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a keep, right? So the Great Keep, they have the thing in the Great Keep. It's like a museum now. So you can just keep going, and then you get to the top, and you get this really nice view. Oh, it's so beautiful. でも楽しかった。I don't remember what we were talking about. I got distracted.
They were working on it. They were working on it the first 2-3 times you've been there, right? Every time you've been to Kumamoto before that.
Yeah, it's just been lots of rubble. It's still kind of lots of rubble depending on the place, but now there's like you can walk in like bridges above it and like see down where this is where the path used to be, and now there's rocks here, but it's where it used to be right here. So it's like you can actually experience the castle, and like some parts are like safe to go in now. So it's really cool. Yeah.
よかったです。All right, last one, the last long one, and then we're going to briefly talk about tongue twisters that just exist in normal day Japanese.
Hi.
All right, this one, I don't even know if I can read this one in like one breath. 豚が豚をぶったら、ぶたれた豚がぶった豚をぶったので、ぶった豚とぶたれた豚がぶっ倒れた。
Do I have to translate that? Something about a pig bumping into another pig and then like collapsing because of that, right?
Yeah, really so 豚が豚をぶった。So a pig hit a pig. ぶったらぶっ倒れた豚。Sorry, ぶたれた豚 is ぶたれる is to get hit.
Okay.
ぶたれた豚. So the pig that got hit went and hit the other pig that hit him. ので、ぶった豚とぶたれた豚がぶっ倒れた。So they both collapse. ぶっ倒れた is to ぶっ倒れる is to collapse.
Because 倒れる is like to collapse, and then ぶっ倒れる is to like really just freaking eat dirt, right?
Okay. It happens, yeah, like ぶっ倒れる or ぶっ殺す or 他になんかあるかな?
Yeah. Just like it adds extra strength on the thing that's about to the verb that's about to follow it. But kurosu is like beat them up and then kill them. It's like violently, like yeah. You hear it in anime a lot. It's like very violent word, like because I mean kuros obviously is violent, but bukuros is like kill you in the most violent manner. It's crazy. And then buttaoreru, it adds that extra, like you're not just like collapsing, you are like eating dirt, right?
Yes. Yeah. Buttaoreta.
All right. はい。行ってみます。
あ、本当？チャレンジする？
行ってみます。はい。しなきゃね。Alright. 豚が豚をぶったら、ぶったれた豚がぶった豚をぶったので、ぶった豚とぶたれた豚がぶっ倒れた。I said it right. It's just such a long sentence that I'm like trying to make sure I'm actually reading the right portion more than anything. Yeah.
I think that was the longest one.
That was definitely the longest.
Yeah.
はい。
で、日本語で難しい tongue twister like words は何かありますか? Do you have any?
I mean, for words, like I just feel like anything with a dareru can be kind of difficult. Like especially as a beginner. Yeah, 食べられる。食べられた. That was always like 食べろろ。
食べろろ。
But something we just said actually previously, kind of the pronunciation of it, saying the sailor that we said. Saying that one's saying. That one's tough to pronounce for me.
Your mouth never closes. Nothing touches. Saying.
Yeah, saying.
And then glottal stop at the end. Yeah.
Saying. Glottal stop. Yeah, just glottal stop. Glottal stop is like the tsu, right? So when you like bu taoru, bu, that pause is the glottal stop. Just for people who probably don't know that, because I know I didn't know that word.
Yeah. It's from choir, I think, that I know that. Singing glottal stop.
I think, well, I learned it because of learning Japanese, so people might know that, but I think just to be sure, glottal stop is that it's chichai tsu, it's small tsu. So just pause. Saying, yeah.
Saying.
That one's really difficult. And then just kind of, I get myself, so like with these two words, I get myself tongue twisted when I'm speaking full sentences and the pronunciation of them. So there's konyaku, and I'm pretty sure I didn't pronounce that right, because do you know which one I said there?
Konyaku is the marriage one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I did say it right. Okay, awesome. And then there's konyaku. 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 Konyaku.
Yeah.
And that one's konyaku.
The jello-y, what is it?
Yeah.
お芋でできてるんじゃないかな? It's like
yeah, it's made of
oimo
like
starch.
Yeah. So potato starch.
Potato?
And they usually put like sea salt and stuff and makes it taste like the ocean, and it's terrible.
It doesn't taste like anything unless it's in stuff, and then it's good.
Yeah. No, but sometimes they'll make it salty and like seaweed and stuff, and then they'll just serve it as a block. I've had it at a restaurant a couple times, and I'm like, yeah, this
I
is.
Believe you.
It's like they serve it to me. I'm like, thanks. I hate it. I'm sorry, people who like that, but I don't like seaweed that much.
こんにゃくで一番好きなのは糸こんにゃく, which is made into kind of noodles.
Oh yeah.
So they don't taste like anything.
Those are
but
good.
They exist in other dishes.
Yeah.
Or 鍋に入ってる
they're
chunks
like a
of こんにゃく,
musubi.
which actually does take on the flavor.
Yeah. So it can be good. It can be pretty good. But sometimes if it's just a block that's cold and tastes like salt and seaweed, I'm not a fan.
なんだっけ? こんにゃくステーキ is a thing.
Yeah.
For like diets in Japan.
That seems
Don't do it. But
sad. I'm sorry. Yeah. But like if I'm speaking in a full sentence and I say konyaku, I'll often say konyaku by accident. It's like I'll say marriage instead of the food. Or engagement, konyaku. And like I think I just messed it up there.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are the two toughest words that tongue twist me all the time. Do you have any?
For me, it's English, but ball and bowl. Those two words, I can never get them correct. I always say the wrong one if I'm just speaking really fast.
Yeah.
I mix my vowels up sometimes.
Yeah. It happens.
You've heard me probably.
Yeah, I've definitely heard you say mix those up. I think I just let it like it just like, oh okay, yeah, she meant the other thing. I think I just like it just slides. Yeah. It's okay. Another one that's really common for Japanese people to mix up is bus and bath. Bus and bath.
なるほど.
Because like the S and the TH, people will automatically, like unless they're really conscious, they'll do the S sound for the TH sound. And then the vowel is like just different enough, but it's like hard to differentiate. Bus, bath, but, ah. So people get tongue twisted on that a lot.
I'm going to take the bath to the town or whatever. Yeah.
I'm going to take the bath after I take a bus.
I'm going to take the bus. Yeah, that's hard.
So sometimes I'm really thankful I was born into speaking English. So I don't have to deal with all that.
Yeah, it's a tough English. I can't see. I can't talk. English is hard.
English is hard. Yeah, I agree. What did you say before we started recording? We speak English and Eigo or something like that? What do we want to say? English or Eigo?
Yeah.
Yeah. That was funny.
That one's hard too. My brain just doesn't recognize which one I'm speaking sometimes.
Yeah. But
all right. I think we have enough.
Right? Yeah.
30 minutes.
Yeah, we definitely have 30 minutes. Hi.
Okay.
So we'll go say hi to chat.
Yes, hello.
Hello, chat.
Hello, chat. Zach Matt Steele-san, I do not recommend reading a lot of children's books.
Yeah,
if you're trying to learn how to read. But if you're trying to learn the fables, I think that's totally fine.
Yeah.
Because we talked about this in the last episode, but there's so much hiragana that goes into like actual kids' books. that you don't get the breakups of the words and the practice that you're probably looking for to read actual written Japanese.
Yeah.
It usually has kanji in it. So.
Yeah, it's very true. It's not good for learners. Like kids' books are written on the assumption that you speak the language, so they just try to make the writing really simple, and it just doesn't work out so well for learners. So, yeah, the breaking up is really weird. The breaking up of words. That's really probably the biggest thing. And then the fact that there's no kanji. Oh, which kind of reminds me. I actually bought I downloaded on like a kanken, or what is it? Kante, I forget. Kanji kente mitaina yatsu, an app on my phone. And I've been really enjoying it, and like I'm just doing it because it's like kind of fun. Like I'm not really trying to necessarily learn from it. But for the lowest levels, there's this reading quiz, and it's like you have to read the right character. So there was the word shojiki, right? So it had tarashi, the kanji for tarashi, correct, and then jiki in kana. So it said like sho and then jiki and kana, and I'm like, what's this word? Is it masa? Masa jiki? Is this a word that I don't know? Masa jiki? Tarajiki? So I'm like trying to read it, and I'm like, I can't read it. And then I'm like, okay, kotae. So it gives me the answer. Shojiki. Oh, if I had the kanji, I could have instantly read that. But like with the kana, I don't have anything to go off of, right? So that's like a really big problem with kids' books is you actually, it might be easier short term, but you're kind of almost like handicapping yourself long term because you're not getting exposure to kanji, which are really helpful to get meaning from. And the more kanji you know, the easier it is to learn other kanji. So it's like the sooner you start with without kids' books or anything like that, the better.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
Listening to this makes me realize I understand a lot more than I could actually translate myself. It totally makes sense. That is the stage in which where you're at when you're consuming all of these vocabs and your brain has it in it. Like the brain has these things in it, but it's not producing it. That's what's happening.
Exactly. Like that's the thing, like, and especially for like production will always be behind comprehension. You can't produce more than you understand, just like by the state of what knowledge is. You can't produce things you don't know, right? So comprehension will always be ahead of production. And then like understanding it and like the ability to translate, that's a completely different skill. Like using me and you as an example. Like you are, I mean, obviously you're fluent. You're literally more fluent than me in Japanese. And like, but I still feel like a lot of the time my ability to translate things is quicker because I've trained that part of my brain more, right? So
yeah, I don't translate.
Yeah, you don't translate like ever. I mean, so you're.
I can sit down and translate. Like translate, right. I can do. Yeah.
But when it comes to like, I don't know, just like
dog and inu mean the same thing to me.
Right.
Right. And so if I'm thinking in Japanese in that particular moment, my brain doesn't translate to the other language. So if I'm saying inu, it means inu, and it also means dog, but it's saying inu.
Right now,
so there's no need for my brain to translate that.
Right. Versus inu and dog are just intertwined in my brain. So if I pull one will the other one automatically comes with it, even if I'm not using that part, but like I can instantly translate that, right?
Yeah.
Versus you have to like wait, always pause.
Like, sitting here like, Ty, help me translate this.
Yeah. People who have been listening for a while probably hear it. Yeah, in both directions. It's really interesting. But translating is a different skill than actually speaking, which is something I've learned recently, and it's actually really interesting to me.
Yes, that.
That.
Is it a ko and ku sound that changes? Konnyaku, that one? Konnyaku and konnyaku.
Oh, yeah.
The ya and nya.
Yeah. I'll write that out. So konyaku is kon, and then it's got an sound in it. And then konnyaku has that. So the first two, the kanji and then konnyaku, is the n in the back of your mouth. And then the food has konnyaku. So that's like a back of the mouth n, and then a front of the mouth n tied to a little ya at the. So it's really tough to like differentiate, especially if you're not used to hearing the, or you're like, if it's your first time hearing these, it's going to be really difficult. But konnyaku.
Okay, so konnyaku, your tongue never touches the roof of your mouth. Konnyaku, that one is the getting engaged one. Konnyaku. And then konnyaku, actually the nya part, your tongue touches the roof of your mouth. So it's konnyaku, konnyaku, konnyaku versus konnyaku, 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 konnyaku.
うまいな。うまいな。羨ましい。Yeah, I guess that's the biggest thing is for the food item, it touches the top of your mouth. So, versus engagement does not. Kind of like the Spanish enye, right? Is that enye? I think that is. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
I don't
really
know what
is.
it's called, but
Yeah, I think it's enye in Spanish. Yeah, it's very similar. It's basically the same.
Yeah, language learners, sometimes kids' books. I can't read it because of this arrow. Go away.
Oh, rip.
Language learners sometimes think kids' books will be good, but they're usually terrible for learners. Yes.
Yeah, big agree. Kids are already fluent. So they are just trying to learn how to read. But you need to learn everything.
I don't translate things I want to say from Swedish to English. That's good.
That's good.
The translation is sometimes a hindrance, especially from English to Japanese, because words don't translate one-to-one sometimes.
Almost all the time.
Which is, which is where you might get caught if you're trying to translate.
Yeah. True. That's the thing. For me, I don't think about those words, but I can access them quickly, if that makes sense. Right? Because I've done just translation, like I do translation as a job. So that's why I'm like okay with it. But before, I didn't used to do that. And I was slower at translation. But now I'm really fast at it because I just do it for work. So that's why. But it is a completely different skill. So when I speak Japanese, I don't think in English. Even when I get like stuck on a word, it doesn't come to English until I've been stuck for like a really long time. And then I'm like, all right, what's the English thing I wanted to say? Oh, okay, this. All right, I think that's everything.
Yeah, I checked both.
Hi.
If anyone has any more questions, we're gonna wrap it up and do our little endings. But yeah, we'll have a couple more minutes open, just chatting for a little bit. But I shall write my ending sentence.
Oh yeah, we have to write those.
どうしよう。
We have to write those. 今日の質問です。生米食べれますか？
生米食べれますか？
みたいな。
いやー、食べれるのかな？何にしよう。こんにゃくしたの。こんにゃく。Wait, that should be my sentence. Is that a question?
That's your sentence.
I'm gonna yoink that. Yes.
Yeah, yoink it. I'm like, wait, that's not a question.
That's a statement. It's hilarious.
今日の質問。Oh no, I gave you yours.
Yes.
今日の質問。
ありがとうございます。
はい。あ。
カエル食べたことありますか？ 早口で言える。Do you consider yourself a Hayakutsu person? I mean,
Actually,
you don't
I
have to
guess we
rewrite
could
it,
do-
but just
we could
kind
do
of
both.
asking in general. 私は早口ではないと思います。
僕も、
Although I can be.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
ある時はある。ない時はない。
ない時はない would be. It can mean either, actually. That's funny because you can say ない時はない as in there is no time that I am not. Or ない時はない can also mean I am not when I'm not. They can mean both things.
そう、わかんない、それ。
So ある時はある。
ある
So there are times that I am 早口。ない時はない。Can either mean there is no time that I am 早口. Or it can mean I am not when I am not.
Yeah, okay, that's true. Yeah, because ない時がない and then the wa for the extra contrast emphasis.
They're both wa.
You could say ない時がない。
sentence.
ない時がない。
いや。
言えない？言えるやん。
ちょっと待ってよ。考えさせて。ない時がない。いや、ない時がないは言えないと思うよ。
そうなんだ。うわー、日本語むずっ。
You can, but not in that context.
Oh, okay.
You would be saying there is no time in which I am Hayakutsu. That would be the sentence that you would use. But not in that context.
There is no... Okay.
The subtleties of ga and wa.
The subtleties of ga and wa. Don't you love it?
I do.
All right. How's this for a question? 今日の質問。
一番早く言えるものは何でしょうか？録音してDiscordで送ってね。おチャレンジャー。いいよ。
いい？
どうぞ。
はい。Alright. Need to remember what the last thing we said was.
こんにゃくとこんにゃくじゃない。
だよね。But, okay. So, thank you everyone for listening. That was, honestly, I had a lot of fun with that episode. That was a very fun episode.
Me too.
Yeah, hopefully everyone had as much fun listening. But yeah, we'll leave you with 今日の質問。そう。一番早口で言えるものは何でしょうか？録音して Discord で送ってね。
お願いします。待ってます。
はい、待ってます。
And if you're curious about any of these tongue twisters, Hayakute kotobas that we have mentioned, they will be in our show notes as well. So you can try them and practice them on your own. And be a master at these Hayakute kotobas.
And then beat me and send it to me so I
and me.
Yeah, beat Shia too. Yeah, we'll have some extra Hayakuchi stuff in there too. Stuff we didn't say in this episode, but we do have some extra sentences.
はい。では皆さん、婚約したらお祝いにこんにゃく食べてね。
美味しそう。
美味しいのかな？
絶対美味しくない。
よし。
よし。
OK かな？
OK
Alright.
だと思います。
Well,
はい。
if there are any further questions, keep them coming. We will get back to you in our chats, but that will be all for today's episode. We will be back next week around the same time, an hour or so from before this time.
Before now? Hour now, hour and a half?
Before now, yes.
Yeah, hour.
Yeah.
はい。
And we will see you next time.
Yeah. お疲れ様。